Creative Assembly really needs to fix the underground lighting. Yeah, it is fairly dark. Alright, flyers. I mean, the hilarious thing is, if I have no other units over here, they're not going to garrison that, so I can just fly over the completely unguarded walls. Right. Who is using the towers and the battering ram? So using Nakarans on the battering ram, stupid plan. I'm going to use the regular old skeletons on the battering ram. Then the siege towers, yeah, that's fine. So we're going to put the Nakarans here on the left, because I want you as far away from any potential archers as possible. The guys with shields can be rather better positioned. In fact, let's go and stick you there. No, let's switch you two around. And then halberdiers can go here. So we're going to hit position, position, position. So we're really going to dominate this section of the wall that we're in. We're going to hit this side just to stop reinforcements coming in along the walls. And then we're just going to shoot everything with lots of archers as well. Do siege towers count as constructs, I wonder? Unlikely. We'll just enjoy with them. Huzzah! Turtle Freebie, thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate that. Welcome to the Maudlings. And thank you, QWERTY, for gifting the sub. Turtle, do you know what's about to happen? I wish I'd read that. Right, and then the cavalry can just sit here. Alright, here goes. Pause, unpause. Number ones, I want you marching up to about here. Pause, unpause, I'd like you running. Tower, there. Tower, there. Tower, there. Tower, there. Battering ram, there. Go. Flyers. Fly over and see if we can cause some problems for their thunderers. You're guarding that gate, that's totally fine. Crossbows, thunderers, crossbows, thunderers. They are actually guarding this corner. Interesting. Here comes the artillery. That might actually be an easier shot for you. Yeah, we're definitely going to be taking some damage this time. But here comes the archers. Wow, we've lost 20 archers already in this unit. Yeah, just shoot anything. By all means, just shoot them. Philadelphia Flyers. Oh, right, yeah, the Flyers. If that's even what you meant. That's the Thane. That's the Quarrelers. I want to hit them. They did not destroy any of the siege towers this time. No damage. No, well, half damage. See, 54. No damage. 22% damage, but they took out almost a full unit of my best archers. In fact, you need to back off. Like, right now. All the way back there. Run away! Run away! Please don't die completely. That would be really, really bad. Down to 23 men. Have you recovered your morale? I hope you have. You guys are on the walls. Right. Big guys on the walls. You're dealing with them. Perfect. And... yes, you guys might survive. Maybe. Other archers are still taking an absolute beating. Turtle Freebie, QWERTY. Is everyone just having a cheer war right now? This is getting kind of crazy, but I love it. Keep it coming. No, don't die. I thought your leadership would recover because I pulled you back far enough. No. Oh, that's a level 4 unit that's just died. Damn it. Well, bugger. Oh, jeez, that was a big hit. Given on something I was aiming for, but okay. Oh, flies are dying. Back off. Battering rams just arrived at the door. Alright, that was a good hit. You chaps. Go ahead and... Whoa, no, don't do that. Do that. You guys. Get your asses up here and do some punching. Damn it, Quaddy, I don't have any more bits. Sorry. Alright, let's have a look inside. Anyone on the ground? Not really. Khalida, at this point, this is your fight. I want you to go and take out their hero. Those of you on the walls, keep doing your thing. You're doing awesome. Artillery. I would like the artillery. What's the biggest unit? There isn't one really. There isn't one really. Gutted I lost a unit of archers though. Sieges definitely do more damage now than they used to. This still hasn't been a particularly good one for them. But then again, my army is kind of beefed up now. Yeah, this is utterly ridiculous, you guys. Thank you so much. Here we go. One-on-one fight. Boss versus boss. My boss is better than your boss, I'm pretty sure. Plus, she's a duelist. And you're... Oh, you're a runesmith? Not good for you. Archer's still shooting. They could keep shooting for days. Leadership's not a problem. Oh yeah, the cavalry can come in now. Let's do that. Let's pin these guys before they actually do any damage to me, because that would suck. Actually, this side needs more help, because you're on lower leadership. Oh, she's losing! The runesmith is smashing me. He has 120 armor. He's a runesmith, he's not even a lord! Wait, runesmiths are lords. Still, my point stands. I do significantly more damage. And I poison. In which case, let's send the knights in after you. I mean, what I really need to do is get my halberdiers in to fight them. What the hell are you shooting at? That's interesting. Let's go shoot them. She is actually losing that fight. So what I might need to do after this battle is bring Warbird up to this city to cover Khalida while she recovers her losses. Although defending a city with walls with this many archer units, we're probably okay. So long as I don't lose too many more frontliners. Blasted Dowie rune magic's too much for Khalida. Just found out about this game and like the gameplay. Have you never played a Total War game before? They're pretty good. The mix of strategy and tactics. The tactical element's pretty good. I mean, the one weakness I would have to say are the sieges. Just the generic box standard frontline fighty battles on a field are rather better done. I mean, if you want good sieges, play Attila. Attila has excellent sieges. The only problem is they get a little bit repetitive because you fight so many of them. I really wish they'd taken what they learnt from Attila and applied it here. But they didn't. They changed how sieges work. Because it used to be you'd have the entire city. So you could like pick the points, then once they're over the walls, you might fight in the streets, or you might have extra layers of walls, like 2 or 3 sets. So it's like fighting retreats and things like that. You could do all kinds of stuff in Attila. The sieges in this are bland in comparison. But there we go. Victory is ours. Huzzah! I think I only lost 1 unit. Which was the archers. My silver archers, although we have another one. You had to destroy my best unit. I really need to get a Light Lich. So that I can just drop the full leadership buff and let people back off. That's what I'm lacking. That was the one good thing that Kotep had. Was that Light Lich. It was just like, yeah, no. Leadership. Years ago you built a PC to play Rome Total War. While I was at university, I swore off playing games because I was getting addicted to them and I was playing way too many of them. I successfully did it for a year. Basically a year I went without games. And then my flatmates who found out I liked gaming bought me Rome Total War, completely demolished any self-control I had, and then I was fully back into the hobby after that. So damn you housemates, actually thank you housemates, because I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if I hadn't gone back to them.
I claim this.
Cheap Botle is mine. And we have fully claimed the central spine of Sotek. Excellent. I can now get chariots. I'm not particularly interested in chariots. I can get 26 archers. Wow! Right, so I am 1 unit short. I think once we have got the Wisdom of the Second Dynasty, I'm going to grab the... Actually, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to grab the Priesthood of Petra so I can get the Lich Priest. I'll recruit him because I want them in my main army. You can go onto Public Order Boost. You are still only at +2. I mean, the construction cost and tax rate would be quite nice. I'm just wondering if I want to increase the replenishment rate here. Although, if I'm getting a Lich, then that's going to be replenishment rate Lich. Because that's what they do. Look at Shogun 2, the last real good history. I disagree with that. I would still go with Attila. Playing Shogun 2 right now. Old game, but still love it. Yeah, Shogun was good. Binding of Isaac. I never really got the appeal of that one, if I'm being honest. House and Trat, hello. Are you still alive? Just got home from work. This is a new game. I decided I was getting bored with Kotep, so we've gone back to Khalida, which I'm enjoying way more. Had to quit gaming because of Rome. Helsenstrat, do you know what's about to happen to you? Ooh, ominous! Ominous! I think I know. I think I can guess. Should I have moved Warbird up? No, because she's still pretty strong army. And if he teleports in, it's going to take him more than a turn to reach. And also it's walled, and it'll take time to siege it. Those are Skaven, but I haven't officially discovered them yet, so moving through here I don't think will cost relations.
As long as this serves Lebaras, I will hear your plea.
What do you want? Non-aggression? I can agree to that. Huzzah! And there it is. Helsenstrat, thank you very much for the subscription. Quatty, thank you very much for giving it to him. Welcome to the Maudlings. Although I know you're already a patron. Oh, entropy increases the Sentinels of Zeti. In cities as old as the desert, it is natural order that even the finest buildings eventually crumble and fall. One of our largest temples has started to collapse, and we fear it will soon topple, bringing down calamity. Should we reinforce it? So we get a reinforced temple, which is 10 turns of reduced construction cost. Or we get canopic jars, and the building gets damaged. No, we're absolutely going to reinforce that. Spending 40 jars. I have a big surplus right now, so we're fine. Resurrection. Research a dynasty technology that permits the recruitment of a hero. And recruit a hero. I think I can achieve that. So we're going to go back to the technology because we didn't lose any time. Just go back to the 4. Here in Chica Botle, I'm going to see if I can recruit the hero. I can! Because I don't think there's actually a building that lets you build heroes. You can just build them anywhere as long as you have the capacity. Miscast base chance minus 10%. That's actually pretty good. You know what? I'm going to go with that. And I definitely 100% want you to be light. Shadows is not available. I really don't rate Nakara magic. And then Priest of Death. It's kind of unfortunate that the good caster is a Priest of Death. Although I must admit, I don't know much about death spells. What was the symbol? Kind of a tick. Whoops. That one. Aspect of the Dread Knight. Boosts leadership, causes terror. And Overcast boosts everyone. So it is a leadership boost. It's not unbreakable. It's not going to be as good as Light. Spirit Leech is damage. Doom and Darkness is a reduction to enemy leadership. That would be really powerful to use against Tomb Kings. Like any leadership reduction. Really powerful. Soul Blight is armor reduction and weapon damage boost. Reduction. Which is always an AoE. That's a vortex, and that's a direct damage. Kind of expensive, though. So that's a single target, very cheap weapon damage. Single target physical resist. That's about the only decent spell. Armor piercing missile damage. That wouldn't be terrible. But again, single target. I don't like that they're single targets. Because they still have the massive cooldown. So you cast the spell once and you're like, alright, 45 seconds of not doing anything. Great. And then these spells are quite a lot more expensive. This one does affect enemies in range. Not the best debuff ever, though. Ooh, that is. Minus 44. Can't hit a damn thing. No, I'm still going to go with the light. I really liked that light caster. Untainted or aggressive? Aggressive is freaking pointless, so we'll take the untainted. Recruit. Now, can I put you straight into her army? No, next turn. And Chipotle, are you... Oh, rather, are you in the city? Yes, you are. Right, you need a name. That's the first thing you need. So let's go back to my list. In fact, I'm going to call you Hellstrom Strat. Helson. I think it's Hellstorm for some reason. Helson Strat. There you are. Okay, do I want to build anything? Right now, no. Unless it's something here. Gemstone Mine. Produces 10 sacks of gemstones. That sounds reasonable to me. Go ahead and build that. Marvellous. You'll be ready probably next turn, although a full banner and a small banner, that's not going to be easy to overcome.
My dynasty reigns supreme.
You're just so far away, you have to go all the way around there to get to the Dwarven territories, or all the way up here and around. Oh! That cost.
Queen Khalida.
Going through their costs. Diplomatic trespass. And apparently I can get some things in the mortuary cult. An enchanted item. I can now get the Icon of Rulership. Oh! Leadership and charge resistance. That's now actually kind of tempting. Or the Sun Scarab. I mean, I have a lot of these jars, so I can spend some of them. Sun Scarab Talisman, I'm going to craft you. I could create multiple. And also one of these, I'm going to give it to QWERTY. QWERTY, details, enchanted item, Icon of Rulership. Right, because you're wise, you're giving me more of the jars, which is why I haven't really run out of them. Not sure about Warhammer. Seems like a lot of history of the game I don't know. I really wouldn't worry about it. The thing about Warhammer is it makes all the factions different. Huzzah! Darth Score, welcome to the Immortalings. Thank you very much, Death QWERTY. Death to QWERTY. Where was I? Huzzah! Sephiforth, welcome to the Immortalings. And thank you, QWERTY. All are subbed. All are subbed. So yeah, the cool thing about Warhammer compared to the other Total War games is that it is really different for the different factions. They feel very different, they play very differently, and they are not at all afraid to screw with like previously cast iron mechanics. For example, Tomb Kings, their armies are free. That's never happened before in a Total War game. So I really like how they just break the rules in order to make everything more interesting and more unique. So you want to play it each campaign because each campaign is guaranteed to be different because the faction is that different. Not like just Civilization, where it's like those guys have slightly more food production compared to their libraries producing a little bit more science. Yeah, that's a bit of a difference, but it's not like your armies are completely freaking free, or you can move through areas which nobody else can move through, the dwarves and the mountains, or the Empire get their offices, so you can promote lords to different titles. I mean, theirs is the most generic, to be quite honest. Or the High Elves, you can meddle with other people's diplomacy, so you can say, yeah, those two enemies over there, they should really be fighting each other instead of me. Boom, make it happen. If I suggest Attila, you'll buy the expansion, you have good taste in games. I would very much suggest Attila. Attila is an excellent game. And Attila is really the first time that Total War started to experiment with base mechanics. That was the first game where cities could be completely destroyed. So you'll see up here there are ruins. That's what happens in Attila, and that was the first time that ever occurred. And it means that the roving hordes of like the Huns really feel dangerous because suddenly all of your cities are disappearing and all of the stuff that you've invested and built up in those cities is gone. So yeah, Attila is an excellent game. Like, just the way the factions work, it's good. It's very good. Xerxes' Vortex spell is very powerful. Is that one of the Nikara ones? Probably. 2 more games coming out this... Yeah, this is going to be a good year for Creative Assembly. The one I'm the most excited about is Saga. I mean, 3 Kingdoms looks decent, don't get me wrong. I just don't know as much about the history as I do for Saga, which is the Britannia one. That one's going to be awesome because it's the Viking Age. It's the height of the Viking Age, which, oddly enough, I like. Strange that, isn't it? And it's also Alfred the Great, which is one of the most interesting historical characters in Britain. Like, a really, really interesting king of England. And it was basically the Anglo-Saxons went to the absolute verge of defeat and complete annihilation in Britain to springing back and reconquering half of the country, while the Vikings were still pouring into the country and actually starting to settle it. So yeah, it's just a really interesting era. I like some of the wind spells that push enemy formations. I'm not a massive fan of the wind spells. Overcast Foot of Gork, I love that spell. I have not played as the Orcs yet. I really must. I mean, there are so many different nations that I really do need to play as, but I haven't done it yet. In Warhammer, all you need to know is the good guys will lose. Not when Sigmar protects us. Sigmar protects! For the Emperor! Right, so what am I doing? I am waiting for you to reinforce. I think I just ended turn? Did I end turn? I don't even remember. Right, I was thinking of whether I wanted to bring Warbird into the fight. If I did, where and how. I think I'm going to start you marching. You can always come back again if it comes down to that, but I'd much prefer having 2 full stacks here because I have a feeling they're going to build that up. It's their capital, it's going to be well fortified anyway, so being able to throw tons of cheap-ass spearmen at the walls would be really helpful. Cool. Death spells. Oh, Xerxes Vortex is the death spell, okay. Have I seen death spells? The High Elves of Death? That feels unlikely, but I've definitely seen that Soul Strike spell somewhere. Oh, one of their armies is moving, but not using the mountain ways, he's just marching. He is fortifying Thrice Cursed Peak. Okay, that's good for me. He's splitting his forces. Thank you, dwarves. And then the random nomadic army is moving. That's fine. Strangers in a strange land. Win 2 battles against the following faction, Bloodhawk Coven. You just told me to get a non-aggression pact with them, so no. Sire, the first book is found. Yet, despite it being no business of the local fauna, these living creatures seem alarmed. They will attack, but we should strike first. After all, just like the asp, the best defense is always to attack. Alright, you are almost here. So Warbird, let's have you marching. Where do my borders end? There. We're as reinforced as frankly we're going to be, so yeah, we're just going to start force marching through here. Oh, wait. You're going to join them first. Right, give me that little bit more replenishment. Now we can start moving onwards. There we go. Much better. I don't think I want anything else in the Mortuary Cult because it's going to be the same two ability or same two spells. Is this the campaign mode? The map seems small. This is a small portion of the map. This is like a quarter of the map. There's all of this. Like the Lizardmen campaign. So if you go to my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/MordredViking, you can see the Lizardmen campaign, which takes place primarily here, but I do stretch all the way down to here. The High Elf Titans game, the co-op with Bussy, I start as Teclis, which is this guy, and I spread out to much of this area, and also actually South Africa over here. It's not really South Africa, but I call it that. The Bussy is up here. He's playing as the High Elves. He was Ulthwan. I haven't had much to do with this. That's because Tomb Kings hadn't been released, and the Tomb Kings are really based like up here. This is the Tomb King homeland. I'm kind of an exile over here. And then you have the Dark Elves up here as well as Kartep. So if you were watching the Kartep series yesterday, I think I was up here. That's up here. So yeah, the map is quite a lot bigger than you would actually think. And then, and this is where the series gets really impressive, if you also have Warhammer 1, it'll stitch the two maps together. So you also have the old world, which is everything off here in this kind of blue speckled area. So the world is probably another third onto the edge of this, because they do kind of squish things together a little bit, otherwise it would be ridiculously big. So no, it's a big world. And also with that, we'll add another like 5 or 6 factions. So you have the Empire, Bretonnia, Wood Elves, Orcs, Vampires, Chaos, Norsca,